Greetings, fellow classic TV fans. When people ask what made me such a fan, I point to one episode of Star Trek called Shore Leave. This one had action, romance, fairy tales, a crazy Irishman, a wild tiger, and much, much more. Unbeknownst to a weary Enterprise crew, whatever would cross your mind on this planet would then cross your path. It could all be very pleasant or deadly. As McCoy thinks to himself this place is like something out of Alice in Wonderland, his wild ride begins. Bones, by the way this is the first episode we hear his nickname, then sees a giant white rabbit who claims he's late. The Star Trek extra and pro skater Billy Blackburn obtained an Ice Capades costume to play the rabbit. Wardrobe decided the head would stay on better if it was sewn to the suit. And right before the take, they stuck a bow tie over his air hole. Blackburn nearly suffocated and thus discovered he had claustrophobia. Billy later claimed the only thing harder than wearing the rabbit head was the heavy rubber Gorn head. Well, drama aside, it was that very episode that began my lifelong passion for classic television. Greetings, fellow classic TV fans. Episode 28 from the first season is often regarded as the crowning achievement for the original Star Trek. 1967's The City on the Edge of Forever was written by Harlan Ellison, with uncredited contributions by D.C. Fontana and Gene L. Kuhn. Ranked in TV Guide's top 100 greatest TV shows of all time, this ultimate sci-fi drama had it all. An accidental drug overdose sends Dr. McCoy into a paranoid frenzy. He then jumps through a time porthole and changes all history. On the incredibly elaborate set, the main characters meet the Guardian of Forever, who is played by voice actor Bartel LaRue. Kirk and Spock have to jump in to go back to 1930s Chicago to save everything ever. Sci-fi fans are then introduced to the stunning Joan Collins, who played gifted visionary Edith Keeler. This episode gained critical acclaim and won a Writers Guild Award, and also a Hugo Award for Best Dramatic Presentation. Greetings, fellow classic TV fans. It looks like science fiction may become science fact when it comes to autonomous vehicles. Ominous tales of artificial intelligence were popular on Star Trek. The 53rd episode in 1968, titled The Ultimate Computer, was no exception. The D.C. Fontana script, like many Star Trek episodes, had a thinly veiled social statement, this one touching on job losses due to mechanization. Dr. Richard Daystrom, played by actor William Marshall, created the M5. This ultimate computer was to take over many of the humanized tasks on the ship, only more quickly and more efficiently. But he didn't divulge that it was infused with a human mind. His only problem? He was deranged. The M5, of course, malfunctions, thus using the Enterprise to destroy other ships and crew members during mock war games. Fortunately, Kirk had experience at talking computers to death, as seen in the episodes The Changeling and Return of the Archons. A disappointed Spock then summarizes that even though computers are more efficient than humans, they're not better. I hope he was right. Safe driving, everyone! Greetings, fellow classic TV fans. My passion for classic TV began with Star Trek. I remember seeing it when it originally aired, but as a 5-year-old kid, I thought Spock was way too scary. But thanks to reruns, I rediscovered the show and its many undeniable qualities. As a Trekkie, here I've put together the top 5 list of my all-time favorite episodes. Number 5 is The Enemy Within. This classic Jekyll and Hyde story, or good versus evil, was brilliant by incorporating the moral lesson that courage actually resided on the good side. Number 4 was Amok Time. The set created for Vulcan with its red sky was amazing for a TV show, and this one demonstrated the real camaraderie between the 3 main characters of Kirk, Spock, and McCoy. At number 3, it's The Apple, a planet of innocent, attractive slaves, including one David Soul, with plenty of explosions, over-the-top special effects, and a big rock shaped like a monster head. What more could you want? Number 2 is Shore Leave. The high-budget, on-location look, along with a wild story about anything you think of suddenly becomes real, is a total fan favorite. However, my number 1 favorite may surprise you. It's The Squire of Gothas. Actor Bill Campbell as Trelane gave an incredible performance. The storyline was fantastic, especially since you didn't know he was just a spoiled little kid all along. I thought all 79 episodes of Star Trek were great, but these I felt were the best. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Greetings, fellow classic TV fans. I Love Lucy ran from 1951 to 57 for a total of 180 episodes. Its vast success enabled Desi Arnaz and Lucille Ball to buy their own production and filming company, which they branded Desilu. While Desi mainly handled the business and technical aspects of the company, Lucy is credited with having the artistic foresight for the development of new TV shows. One such series was the iconic original Star Trek. After their split, Lucy bought out Desi's holdings in the company, making her the president and the very first female head of a Hollywood studio. In February of 1966, her board of directors unanimously voted to pass on Gene Roddenberry's Wagon Train to the Stars, even after 2 pilot episodes had been produced. In a moment of intuitive genius, Lucy decided to use her executive power to veto their decision, and with a nod of her head, Star Trek got the green light. One of the naysayer board members was later quoted as saying, "If it were not for Lucy, there would be no Star Trek today." The rest became television history, and what an incredible future Star Trek was to have. Although the original series only lasted for 3 seasons, in syndication, the popularity of the show literally took off. It has since spawned 9 spin-offs and 13 feature films, making it one of the highest-grossing media franchises of all time. I wonder what Lucy would have thought of that, let alone the vast amount of success the past 50 years of Star Trek has achieved. My guess is she would have considered it fascinating.